sides of the coin, right? So one side of the coin is you try a lot of experiments, right? And you keep trying. You don't really give up on those experiments, and you have a goal, and you want to keep trying out new experiments, and you want to try out new ways of working, and you want to try out new things to basically innovate in your careers, and you want to innovate in your products that you're building. But at the same time, you also and not having to live with the collateral damage of failed experiments, right? That is the greatest ability that all of us should imbibe, right? So where failure is part and parcel of it. Failure is also inevitable. If I try 10 times, I would fail 8 times. Probably I would succeed once partially, and I may succeed about 80-90% the last time, right? But that doesn't mean that I basically give up saying that, oh, I've failed in my experiment, so let me give up and let me try something else, right? So obviously it has to be a very calculated step, and it has to be a calculated risk-taking ability, but still the ability is needed, right? You're not having to live with the collateral damage of failed experiments, and you're not really worrying about the damage that failed experiments have brought onto the table. And you are continuously trying things, and you're experimenting multiple things as part of your career growth. Why do you experiment, right? I mean, let me ask that fundamental question. Why do you want to experiment? And what is the benefit that experimentation gives personally or professionally or institutionally, right? One is you experiment because you want to build wonderful and innovative things, right? I just showed a few examples in the slides that went past us, such as products that innovative products that have been built, which have actually changed the way that we live today in our society, right? So those are wonderful and innovative things that have helped us immensely, right? And also be an entrepreneur yourself, right? A lot of you must have aspirations to start your own company, start your own startups, and be an entrepreneur, and build something pretty decent and pretty great, right? And also through that transform the society through technology. I'm sure all of you would have ideas to in the domains of, say, communication, in the domains of healthcare, in the domains of transportation, right? You would have a lot of ideas to basically use your ideas to transform the society through technology, right? So now that is where the whole builder's attitude that we should all carry, right? I mean, we have to be builders, right? So we just can't be users of some product which has been built, right? Obviously we have to use, because that is where the consumer life cycle comes in, but all of us have to aspire to be builders by ourselves, right? So that whole builder culture is what is going to help us innovate and help us build great and wonderful things that can help us as an individuals, and that can also help enterprises that we are part of, and that can help the society. I'll just take a quick peek at how the job industry is changing today, right? So now, when we say the job market is changing faster than you think, how is that change happening today, right? As I said earlier, I mean, 10 years back, 20 years back, I mean, we had administrators, and we had server administrators, whose simple job is to monitor the health of a computer, and who used to monitor the health of CPU, memory, storage, and so on and so forth. And they used to perform preventive actions, right? And also there used to be a lot of manual data entry jobs, right? So now today, just take a quick look at take a turn U-turn and see where have those jobs gone. They have vanished. There are no data entry jobs today. There are no administrator jobs today. Okay, there are no typist jobs today, right? All of those have gone because technology has taken over all of them. So now, if any of you are looking at going in that career, please change your mind, because that is not the direction that all of us would need to go, right? So that is the wrong direction. In fact, we would take a U-turn and go back, which will take us to a dead end. Now, what we have to go do is we have to go forward, right? What is that? So now statistics says that as many as 375 million employees, workers globally, roughly, which is 14% of the global workforce, may need to switch their job categories due to the changes and the disruption that has happened in the industry due to digitization, automation, and artificial intelligence, right? So that's the crux of it. Now, how do I use that? How do I embark on it, right? So that is something that we all have to think through. And how do we ensure that we don't get into that downward spiral and get into a job which is actually taking us down? It's not taking us upwards. And what are the top business leaders thinking about this whole paradigm change that has happened, right? So where 62% of business or 82% of business leaders have said that they want to reskill their employees as the top priority, because they feel that 82% of executives at companies with more than 100 million revenue in annual revenues believe retraining and reskilling must be at least half of the answer to addressing their skill gaps. Because today, I mean, I can give humpty examples of businesses that have vanished in thin air because they failed to innovate, they failed to catch up with the digital transformation pace, right? Uh, I'll just name a few. Kodak, right? So Kodak, all of us know about Kodak, right? So which is a great uh, camera film making company, right? So now, what happened to Kodak today, right? Has lost the bus, right? So because digital cameras came into existence and they did not catch up with the pace of innovation, they are lost, right? And this is just an example. You will have a lot of such examples that we can quote off. BlackBerry, right? BlackBerry used to be such a innovative product 15 years back, 10 years back. But where is BlackBerry today? Because they failed to catch up with the whole smartphone uh, ideology, and they couldn't really catch up with that. So they are now not performing very well, right? So reskilling is the topmost priority, and 62% are of the top management believe they will need to retrain or replace. The key there is replace. They feel that if an employee is not being productive because he or she is not able to catch up with the pace of change and the innovation, they want to replace them between now and 2022 due to advancing automation and digitization, right? So these are all opportunities that are around us. The only thing is that we have to ensure that we grab these opportunities that are available, right, through reskilling ourselves, through ensuring that we actually bootstrap ourselves, put our seatbelts, and get into the journey. How will IT jobs change? A few Forrester analysts and Gartner, analysts, industry analysts have predicted. One of the analysts says that the cloud is accelerating that movement of technology into the business, right? Because without cloud being in picture, a lot of these businesses would not be existing. A lot of businesses today are lying because of cloud and because of the transformation that cloud brought onto the table. And the IT jobs that are most at risk are those focused on configuring and maintaining infrastructure. As I said, maintaining mundane infrastructure and things like that. And someone said, I don't see as many job openings for server administrators, single skilled admins, right? I carry only one skill. With that, I can't find a job, right? And developers, who can actually do only one thing, right? So today you have full stack engineers, who can code end to end, right from the bottommost database till the topmost user experience. They can ensure that they code end to end and they're able to build apps autonomously using microservices, serverless architectures, and so on and so forth. So that's how the IT jobs are changing, and that's how we have to catch up with the pace of the changing climate. So now, what should we do in order to catch up with this? Number one, look for the skills that the industry is going to need next 5 to 7 years from now and start building them, right? And what are those, right? I mean, let me give it in a very structured way, right? One is machine learning. Then you have artificial intelligence, right? So then you have analytics, right? Analytics is playing a major role today. So then you have IoT, Internet of Things. We spoke about Internet of Things. So then we have augmented reality, virtual reality. So then we have data science, right? Using data science as a way to logically extend your statistical thinking. So then you have automation, right? Use automation wherever possible, right? And automation is changing the industries as well today, right? Most of the car assembly lines are automated using robots, and they are using artificial intelligence to detect faults in the assembly lines and fix them before it actually reaches the next stage. Then robotics, right? Again, as I said, robots are being used to assemble cars. Robots are used pretty much everywhere that you see. Blockchain again is used to maintain the sacrosanct of records that are being distributed across the world, right? So then you have mobile, all of us are aware of it and what benefits that mobile brings onto the table. So then we have web apps. We have single page web apps that have changed the way web applications are built. Web applications in those days, when I first built my first web application, I wrote at least 25, 30,000 lines of code, right? But today, that same web application I can build with 100 lines of code, right? So that's how the uh, things have changed, right? And serverless applications. So now these are all the applications that you see that are prevalent in the industry today, right? And pretty much any great service that we touches any of these applications. And the fundamentals or the foundation for all of this is a cloud, right? I mean, if I build a blockchain application, or if I build a mobile app, right, where do I store the data, and where do I use the compute power to basically power my application? That is where cloud lies, right? Now, that is where cloud platform serves as the fundamental for basis of all of this. Now, if you learn cloud platform, all of that you just need to do is to learn the delta of how you build machine learning, artificial intelligence on a cloud, how you build analytics on cloud, how you process petabytes of data on cloud, right? How do you build connected devices using Raspberry Pis and using IoT devices on cloud, right? And how do you build a blockchain applications on cloud, right? So that's the thing that you get out of cloud, and that is the power that you get out of cloud, right? And today, if you see the three major platforms that cloud platforms that are ruling the industry are AWS, Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud Platforms, right? Now, out of this, if you see, AWS has got the broad set of services, and from a market share perspective, AWS carries the maximum market share in terms of the cloud industry. Now, what should I do, right? Or what should I as an individual do, right? Start learning new technologies such as cloud, AI, ML, web programming, automation, analytics, right? So now for that, fundamentals are to understand how cloud works, right? And before even we get into cloud, what are the few things that would serve as a precursor to even start learning cloud, such as understanding how databases work, right? And then understand how scripting can be done, because cloud is all about automation, right? So now somewhere you need to understand how to build automation based on cloud, and then understand the business processes and domain, because don't just stop with learning being a techie, right? Just being a techie will only help you build applications, but it won't help you empathize with how the actual application is going to be used by the business, how the application is going to be used by my consumers. So understand the domain, understand the business process, learn the fundamentals well, and research on how cloud helps businesses or enterprises, right? And how is it helping businesses cut down their cost, and how is it helping them be more agile, right? And also prepare yourself for qualitative change in the jobs. I spoke about the qualitative change that has already happened. There are no more administrative jobs, right? Because administration is taken over by robots. Human is not needed to basically do an administration work, to do data entry work, right? So now this is where you need to prepare yourself to embrace that qualitative change and get into that direction. And last but not least, take the plunge and start learning. Now, what is essential to learn apart from technical things, right? Obviously, technical things you can learn, as part of your daily curriculum and as part of your day-to-day learning curve. But apart from that, what is that other things that you is essential to learn, right? So things such as, which is not basically told in a classroom sessions, or neither told in a traditional institutional colleges, right? So now, most important thing is, how do you build your leadership qualities, and how do you build values as part of everything that we do, right? Because the human values and integrity are the underlying current behind all of us, that what we do on a day-to-day basis, right? I may do a very simple thing, but at the end of the day, does it carry the value as told by Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba, or as told by great people? I mean, that is what we need to really imbibe and ensure that we take this as an opportunity to build empathy, to build positive attitude, to build discipline, and to also build the culture of experimentation and bring commitment, so that we can build great things and be more creative in our careers and in our personal and professional lives. And lastly, what are the opportunities that it brings onto the table? Almost all the enterprises are adopting cloud platforms to reduce cost and improve agility. Because if you see, pretty much because I come from Amazon Web Services, and I interact with customers on a day-to-day basis, and I have seen customers who once showed friction or inertia to adopting cloud, they have come forward to start adopting cloud, and they said, okay, I don't want to stay in my on-premise traditional way anymore. I want to basically start using cloud services. Please help me build cloud services for me and move my applications to cloud so that I'm able to make use of its benefits, right? And also the COVID-19 pandemic, I'm sure this has caused a lot of heartburn to a lot of us, and people have lost jobs, and people have lost their lives. But when it comes to businesses, I mean, this has been a literal eye opener for businesses where uh, businesses which have been very traditional in the way of dealing with their IT and dealing with their software. Now they have realized that they can no longer continue to do it in a traditional way. They have to transform. They can't have their data centers where nobody can enter the data center, because nobody can enter their server room to change a particular drive or to change a server, because of COVID situation, because they're not allowed to enter the server room, right? So that way, businesses have taken a hit. But now with cloud, you really don't have to do it, right? Because with cloud, you just get a console, you log into the console, you automate things, and you really cut down the whole manual dependency on people, right? So that way, with cloud, with COVID-19 in the background, it has increased the opportunities for enterprises for cloud adoption, and we should make use of that opportunity to kind of learn cloud and identify these opportunities where we can actually go ahead and be part of such global organizations. And also, businesses would like to only focus on building their core business logic, right? So they do not want to do building servers, building the networks, right, managing the storage, and changing the hardware, right? Because hardware can go bad, right? So now to change the hardware, they need to again incur cost of it. So all of this would actually get into a capital expenditure, right? So now businesses want to offload all of that to cloud providers. So now that is again a great opportunity. So it is important to learn cloud so that you can be one of those engineers or architects helping with the cloud adoption journey and ensure that you're successful in your career, and you can zoom off in your career by laying a strong foundation at this point in time. So now what is the learning path for the next 60 days is going to be? As I said, the foundation one is going to be on databases, where you will be given an orientation as to how databases work. I'm sure all of you would have had an exposure to databases in your colleges as part of your academic careers. But now, we will actually give a perspective as to how databases are actually playing a major role in the industry, right? So purely from a actual practitioner's perspective, we will bring that onto the table. And then foundation two is basically about Linux basics, scripting, and Python basics, because these are important for you to understand if you have to actually start learning a cloud platform. Because as I said, scripting and Python is a very famous programming language which is actually helping automate a lot of things in a very lightweight fashion. So we will introduce you to that, and then we will trigger the passion within you so that you can take it forward and you can take it as part of your day-to-day curriculum to start learning any of these topics in a deep dive fashion. So then we will actually get to the mainstream of taking you through the AWS cloud platform. We will first start with the fundamentals of what AWS cloud platform is all about, and then take you through the services, and also take you through a set of hands-on assignments where you will perform hands-on assignments and you will experiment with it. And as part of that, you will also do a project towards the end of the course, and you will for yourself understand as to how to deal with a cloud platform, and how do you build with a cloud platform, and how do you basically build great things on cloud platforms. And apart from that, there is also a soft skills or personality development sessions that are planned over weekends, where as sister said sometime back, to kind of bring the best of people to motivate you and to ensure that you parallelly grow on the soft side of things, not just being a technical. You are also taking this opportunity to build your soft skills and personalities over the next 60 days, right? So this is how the overall curriculum is going to look like. And let me take this opportunity to thank Swami Bhagwan Sri Sat Sai Baba and the members of RPL committee and all elders and all of you students to giving me this opportunity to present how the industry is changing, and how do we catch up with that, and how do we basically bootstrap ourselves for the next 60 days to ensure that we are we are coming out with flying colors, and ensure that we are able to make use of this opportunity to first benefit ourselves and then give it back to the society. Thank you, Sairam. I'll pause here for any questions that you might have. We can briefly dive deep on a few questions that you might have.
So this question and answer, I would like to handle, like, if students, you have the option of raise a hand on your Zoom screen. So please raise your hand. So we'll unmute you, and then you can go ahead and ask your question. I don't see anyone raising their hands, but if not, you guys can unmute yourself and then you can talk, or if you can also send your question in the chat, so I can post that question to Mr. Prasanna.
Okay, so there are a few questions coming in the chat window. Okay, the first question is, do we get placed in the companies after this course? Yes. So we do have placement assistance, right? Depending on how well individuals are performing, right? And also we do prepare them for facing interviews, and we do prepare them for ensuring that we maximize your opportunities to clear interviews, and ensure that we guide you through all the steps in the entire end-to-end journey, right? And also, as brother said some time back, we also have plans to take your profiles and float your profiles across our circles and across companies, and then help you through navigate through your employment process as well. Brother, would you like to add any more to that, or sister?
I think that's pretty much you have covered everything, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. And I see a hand raised. I will ask Shankar N. Shankar N, can you unmute yourself? Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Shankar.
First of all, to Satyasai institution and the members, for involving this one, and Amazon Web Services, a big company, and a big program, which we are seeing it from past 1 year. We are following it lively with all the students, and we are telling them. Now, my question to you, sir, like, I was like seeing all these things, and the students are joining and attending the program. I have two questions, sir. First one is, students are joining the program with all the enlightenment and about that stuff. But when they start doing the programs, they were missing the boat, right? They were unable to move it forward because have a lot of tough challenges, and the sessions were there, assignments were there, which some students are unable to complete. So how that can be taken forward? This is number one question. And the second question, sir, if you can tell me that how many modules has to be completed, so that the students, that how many badges to be earned, how many how much that what we say, the badges itself, how many badges and how many modules to be completed, so that the student can be called as employable, not asking for employment always. Someone has asked, sir, in this platform that sir, after this is the placement will be provided. Why the students are asking that question, I don't know, because this program is all about making them productive or making them employable rather than asking for employment. That's what I see the potentiality in AWS platform. And myself, sir, I am a HR manager and a recruitment manager, right? And I've been, telling to all the students to take up this AWS platform, which is so wonderful, which is awesome, and which we never had in my life before. But the students are getting such a wonderful opportunity. So can you please give us enlightenment in these two questions, sir?
Sure,
Sorry
sure.
for taking long time.
No, no problem, no problem. Thanks. I'm glad you asked these questions. The first question is around, when students go through this curriculum, I mean, what if they feel difficulty catching up with it? So what we have planned is we have planned mentorship for a group of about 10 students, a mentor for a group of 10 students whom they can look up to, right, if they have difficulties, because given the sheer volumes, and they can closely work with their mentors, respective mentors, to kind of express if they are lagging behind and if they're stuck somewhere, and they'll be able to actually leverage their mentors, and mentors will also do it the other way around, to kind of dipstick with each candidate to understand where he or she is lagging behind, and we can actually help them identify the gaps and bridge that gaps. Okay, so that's one view, and in fact this is the standard format in which we do this program as well. I'll probably request Brother Santosh to add more to this if I have missed something.
Sairam, yes, actually, to make that one-to-one interaction, or because we are having 150 plus students actually, so the students might get lost in between. So that's the reason we are having one-to-one interaction with all the students, and we are having for 10 to 12 students, we are having one mentor, so that the students can reach out to the mentor, because it's every time student reaching out to the organizers, it's very difficult. So we have break up into small teams, so that they can have a one-to-one interaction. And if they're having any trouble also, they can talk to them, and feel free to reach out to them for any issues also. It's like they are like a senior brother or sister to you, where you can share your issues also.
Yeah, thanks,
Thank you.
brother. Thanks for
Just
explaining
to
that.
add one more thing. So we want to ask and answer a lot of questions from many students. So I request all the students and participants to keep their question short and precise. So it will be more easy and it will be more helpful for more people to ask more questions. Thank you. I see Murli Tatiraju. Can you please unmute yourself and ask the question? Okay, host Shailendra, can you unmute one of the participants who has raised their hands, Ramu or Anjali or Murli? Probably they are not able
Hello,
to. Yeah.
can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello.
Yes,
Hello.
please go ahead.
Sir, my name is Ramu, sir. Actually, thanks for your wonderful speech.
Okay, there are a few questions on the chat window. So let me just go through one of them. Answer some of them later. Yeah. So one is, do we get a certificate from end of this entire RPL session? Brother Santosh,
All right.
brother, would you like to take?
No,
Yeah.
Prasanna, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually a part of the host team. Okay. So there are a couple of updates which will be useful for all the participants. So the question answer session which is happening now, I would request participants if you can restrict your questions only to AWS topic which has been presented. Okay. We're going to have a detailed session after this on how the mentor-mentee program is going to work. and more inputs would actually be given there. That's one. And we also saw the duration of the program on how technical skills are actually being segregated into the modules. So that has been presented. On the logistics and operational activities, we're going to be having more detailed inputs given in a while. Okay. So maybe I request participants to maybe just hold for that completion of the session where most of your questions would be answered. Now, my question to Prasanna as a participant point of view, okay, is I've actually committed myself to this program for say the next 2 months. Considering the pandemic situation, be it internet issues are possible, not possible, I'm not able to attend my sessions today, or maybe any classes as such. What is that I can make it myself be prepared for your sessions? Because the overall program is actually divided into slot of 2 to 3 hours in a day. So as a prerequisite, what can I do to be maybe make myself ready to the prepared sessions?
All right. So, so what we will do is we will actually share the, the detailed day-wise topics on what are we going to cover on that specific day, right? So as part of that, we'll also give a few links or prerequisites that can be a quick read. I mean, it need not be a very elaborate, because I understand certain concepts may not maybe a little difficult to absorb and unless and until explained by a mentor. Yeah, but it can be a very quick read to kind of just read that and come back to the session with a little bit of pre-reading. I would call it that way. Half an hour, 1 hour pre-reading. So that way, they can be better prepared and ensure that they're able to relate to what on the topic that is being explained on a specific given day. Does that answer?
Yeah, that did help. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks, Muliana. Thanks, Sanagaram, for answering that. I see Ramu, we are hearing a lot of background. Ramu, can you post your question on the chat so we can answer your question, because there's a lot of background. And I see Anjali also. Can you please go ahead, Anjali?
Oh, sir, actually, I have a question. This session is recorded. So, is there someone somewhere we can access it again? Like, sir just now asked, like, if we are not able to attend the classes, so is there some platform where we can go and see the session again?
Yeah, I would like to take this question. So yes, we are recording the sessions and we will be sharing the recorded sessions, but please don't rely on the recorded sessions. We want you all to be attending the sessions live, but yes, the records, we will be sharing the recorded sessions. And I see Balakrishna next. Balakrishna, you can either post your question in the chat or you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Yes, sir. Hello, sir. So, firstly, you said that there will be a project like at the end of this course, right? So, can I know like a little bit details of this project? Like what is the kind of project we are doing on this cloud?
Okay, so we will give you more details about specific details about the project. Once we get started, right? But it's going to be pretty much on applying the cloud platform, applying the AWS cloud platform, and building something on top of AWS cloud platform, which will give you exposure to understanding the ways and means in which the AWS cloud platform works, and also building something on top of cloud platform, which will actually help a consumer from a consumer standpoint. Right? So that's how we will actually design the assignment or the projects.
Thank you. That's an excellent question. And I see Ramu is being unmuted. Ramu, there's a lot of background noise from your side. Can you post your question in the chat?
Right. Hello.
Yes, Ramu, please go ahead.
So actually, I posted the question. The same question is whether we are absent in the class means we will get an recording class, or suppose the class is recorded, we can revise it for further purposes. So that's why.
Okay, which we have already answered that question. So yes, we are recording the sessions and we will be sharing the recorded sessions with you all.
Sir, every day, sir, or we can, or in the day we absent means.
So we will be sharing, we will be scheduling the shared sessions, but you are expected to attend the class on daily basis, but don't rely on the recorded sessions. But we will schedule a date and we will be posting all those recorded sessions to everybody.
Okay, sir, definitely. Thank you, sir.
So,
Sir, sir,
yeah.
this is Shankar, sir. The second question, which I have not got the answer, sir. How many badges has to complete by the students to get eligible for placement, sir, for AWS? To Prasanna garu.
What do you mean by badges? I mean,
how many badges or modules, sir,
yeah.
should
Okay,
candidate must complete eligible for placements for AWS?
Okay. So again, let me kind of reiterate whatever I think Shankar had told some time back. So see, primarily, we are ensuring that we cover the from starting from the fundamentals till a 200 level, right? So which will ensure that because there are two aspects to this, right? So one is knowledge acquisition and skill development. The second part of that is basically the on the job aspects of it, right? So where you gain experience on the job by applying the skill that you have learned, right? And then further keep enhancing to your portfolio of skills that you have, right? So that way you'll be able to basically go and be an exact fit from when a requirement comes in, correct? So from that perspective, the whole entire curriculum of from an AWS perspective, what we have thought through is that we will ensure that we cover all the aspects that will take you from right now. I'm not sure how many of you are even a 100 level. So when I say 100 beginners, right? So we will actually take you from 100 level to the intermediate level. Okay, and an intermediate level is good enough in my experience for each one of you to position yourself for the right job opportunities, and I'm sure you will get the right job opportunities, and ensure that you move from there to an advanced level over a period of time, because that is a journey, right? It can't happen on a classroom session, right? So from that perspective, yes, we will take you till the intermediate level, so that you are well versed with the platform and you understand and you are able to handle the kind of interview questions or any recruitment process that is being followed by any organization. And I'm pretty confident that you will be able to basically fare well on that aspect.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for patiently answering all the questions. And yeah, we thank again for all your time and great presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Hello, sir.
Sri Prasanna. That was very enlightening future for AWS. Well, now we move on to welcome Brother Ravi Shankar, who will take us through the methodology of RPL 2020. Before that, I would like to introduce Brother Ravi Shankar. He's an Oracle Cloud Database Administrator with 9+ years of industry experience. Organizations like Harley Davidson, HSBC, the Walt Disney, and Dell. Presently, he is working in the USA as Cloud Database Administrator. He is one of the key players in launching RPL 2020 on virtual platform. Over to you, brother.
Thanks for the wonderful introduction, Arundhati Akka. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So today I'm going to talk about the RPL program structure and how we would be delivering the course content and schedule. So before that, I would like, because there was a lot of technical stuff going on, I thought I will quickly sidetrack a little bit and ask you guys a couple of couple of questions. So you can post your answers on the chat window. So we will see who's gonna answer those questions first, and then we will move on to our next technical content and presentation. So this is your first question on your screen. So what is the world's longest river? So your options are Amazon, Nile, River, Ganga, and Brahmaputra. Okay, thank you. I see Nikhilesh Pulipati has answered the question correctly, because he's the first one who has answered it. That's great. So Nikhilesh Pulipati, the correct answer is Nile, and Nikhilesh has answered it correctly. So we'll move on to the next question. So which planet is closest to the Earth? Your options are Mars, Venus, Saturn, and Uranus. Okay, I see Sri Hari has, I think it's a lot of people are putting their answers. Sorry, you need to post your answer on the chat. Please don't unmute. There's a lot of background disturbance. So yeah, I think we have a correct answer from let me quickly check. A lot of Narayana Vijay. So he has answered it correctly. So, and we'll move on to the third question. That this is the last question in this quiz. So, who is a player of the match or man of the match in the yesterday's Sunrisers versus Hyderabad versus Kolkata Knight Riders IPL T20 match? So I'm guessing you all have watched the match. So Balakrishna's sorry, not Balakrishna. I think it's Vijay has answered the question correctly. So we will take your names and we will try to reward you in some manner for answering these questions. So we will be capturing the winners for this quiz, and we'll reward these winners later. So thank you. Thanks all for the quiz. And I see a lot of active participation for the quiz. Thank you. So yeah, it's time to get back on track now. So just to give a background of the program, when did we start, and how many registrations we got, what was the registration process. So the year this year RPL 2020 is more focused on the online training because of the situations that are there right now. So we thought of going totally virtually, 100% virtual training. So we have opened this registrations for the computers background student, like students from bachelors of technology or bachelors of engineering, MCA, BSc, MTech students who are passed out more recently, like 2018, 2019, and most recently 2020 passed out. So we have 707 registrations students who got registered, and we have in which we have 492 boys and 215 were girls. And out of which 499 students were from BTech and 47 from MCA, 45 from BSc, and 42 from MTech, and 74 from other degree students. So the good thing is, since there is no city limitation or location constraint, students from across the country, and also we had a couple of international students who have registered for the training program. And after several rounds of screening that we had online online screening test, as first round, and then we had face-to-face interviews which were handled by the industry experts. And at the end of the two screenings, we have 163 students who were shortlisted, out of which 109 were boys and 54 are girls. So we had a tough competition for this program, but we have chosen 163 deserving students at the end of the two rounds. So that's about a little bit background on the program. So these are some of the statistics uh, of the registrations data. Like we have 69% of boys who have registered, 30% of girls, and then if you see 70% of BTech background students have registered. And since this is a virtual training, we made sure that we want all the students to be having a computer, laptop, and internet, so that they can make full benefit out of this training. And they will be able, that's a minimum requirement we wanted to have, so that students can take the training sessions online and virtually. So this is about data. And the important thing is about campaigning. So we were all a bit worried about how to do the campaigning, because earlier in the previous RPLs, we used to tie banners at the bus stops, at the public places, and we used to stick a lot of posters in the bus stops and everywhere. So that used to help us a lot of bring a lot of students registered to the program. But this year it has been more challenging, and we had to think differently. We have to think creatively on how to do the campaigning, so we can reach out to maximum number of students, and so that maximum number of students can make use of this program. So we have identified few of the channels like WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, and sending out emails and posting it some of the job sites and stuff like that. So yeah, which I think we had a very good turnout. I should say 707 registrations is a very big number, and we are thankful to Swami for helping us get these many number of registrations. So the another important thing was we have had this program announced or aired on the FM radio channel. As soon as we had that FM, the program announced on FM, we almost have like 100 registrations spiked the immediate day, which helped us get more registrations. So that was something different which we have done this time. And we have also shared this poster and program details to within the Satya Sai Seva organizations in different states, which helped us in our campaigning reach to different states within the country. And coming to the most important part, where I see a lot of students have posted many questions about the schedule, format of the course and stuff. So program today being 27th of September, today we have the Day1 orientation, and the classes are scheduled from tomorrow, that is 28th of September, starting at 9 a.m. And the program is tentatively it's going to be go until next 2 months. So it could be a little above 2 months, but within under 3 months. So that's a tentative schedule. And so the program timings would be, the training programs would be starting at 9 a.m. and it will be going until noon. So during this 9 to 12 p.m. or 1 p.m., we will be having multiple sessions. That could be most of the maximum time would be the technical sessions. On some of the days we have the behavioral sessions. On some of the days we will be having soft skills and some value oriented sessions at this, along with the lab sessions that would be there every day. So these lab sessions are something very important, and we will be doing that differently, so that we want to have more focus on each and every student. So at the end of the program, student will be gaining a lot of skills and making sure he has all the tools and knowledge out of this program. So we were initially thinking of having this program scheduled in the second week of September, but there was a conflict of schedule with the JNTU Hyderabad BTech final year students exam schedule, which was potentially impact around 60 students. So we have slightly delayed our start date, and we have chosen to start our program today. So that was the reason for slightly delaying this schedule of this training. And coming to the faculty, like you have already, like Prasanna sir has already talked. So this is a small brief about Prasanna sir profile, and the second profile which you're seeing on the slide, it's me. So I'll move on to the next slide. So we have these male mentors here. So I will explain in detail the role of a mentor here, but I would like to highlight all these brothers who have come forward. All these brothers are working and in IT industries, and they are highly qualified, and they are taking out their valuable time in spite of their busy schedule, and they have come forward to help out all our students who have enrolled for this training program. And we have few more mentors here from boys. And then we have the backup mentors who would be providing support to the mentors, and they will be pitching in whenever it is required if any of the student need any assistance or any help. So all of our mentors are are highly skilled, are highly qualified, and they're all working in reputed IT companies. And we have female mentors as well, and who are also, most of them are MBAs. So you can see everyone's very highly qualified. And then we have these, okay, then coming back to the session format and expectations. So like I've already mentioned, we have these sessions, which includes technical sessions, soft skills, lab practice sessions, and motivational personality development sessions. So we have done several programs. So we have a very good understanding, and we have a very good idea on what we want to deliver, on what content we want to share with the students, so that student will be at the end of the session, student will be an all-rounder. It's not just about delivering the technical knowledge or technical sessions. We want to focus overall personality of the student. We want to uh, improve their communication, improve their technical skills, everything. So we want to each and every student to be an all-rounder at the end of the session. So our program will focus more in overall personality of the students. So coming back to the critical thing about the mentors. So we have around 160 students who are shortlisted for the training. So we have like close to we have few mentors. So we will be assigning maybe 10 to 15 students for each mentor. So this will be something additional to what faculty is going to teach on daily basis. So this mentor's responsibility is to work closely with each and every student. His responsibility basically involved in talking to student on daily basis during the labs, and following up on his assignments, and talk to him if he has any challenges, if he has any problems, if he has any concerns, if he has any technical doubts. So his responsibility is to take care of the student and address all his issues and concerns. So we are doing this something different this year, since this is all virtual. We don't have any face-to-face interaction or in-person interaction. So we have decided to have these mentors in place, so we have more closer interaction, one-on-one interaction with each and every student. So, and how the sessions are handled during with this Zoom. So I'm sure most of you all have been using Zoom for quite some time now, and you might have been very much familiar with the breakout sessions, but I will quickly give you a overview on what exactly the breakout session is. We have an option of breakout session in the Zoom, where we can actually, like I said, there will be 10 students or 15 students assigned to each mentor. So we are going to create a sub session within the main session, which is going on right now. So we will be basically creating a sub session, and we will assign a mentor, and we will assign all those 10, 15 students to that mentor. So that will basically create a separate session for all these 15 students along with the mentor. So they are isolated from a different classroom or different session. It's basically like a school building which has a multiple different rooms, like class A, class B, class C. Similarly, we have uh, multiple mentors, so each mentor has a separate room, only with those students assigned to him. So in this way, they can more talk openly, and students can openly share their questions and concerns to their mentors, and without disturbing the other classrooms or other breakout sessions. So this is one of the most important thing why we have chosen Zoom for these online trainings. So we have done a lot of research on how we handle the session, how we want to effectively deliver the session, and help the student to the maximum and get the full benefit of the program, like the way they used to get in person or face-to-face training. And coming back to the another important thing, so I've seen in the chat a couple of people are asking whether gonna get job placements or not. So we are not guaranteeing any jobs to you all, but what we can guarantee is, like Prasanna sir has already stated, we will be pushing most all your profiles with whatever job openings we come across, we are aware of. Like a lot of our brothers are working in big IT companies, so we will try to push all your profiles if there are any openings. So we will definitely keep that in mind, because the whole purpose of this training is basically to get an IT job or to get a good job with a good salary. So, but we have some expectations from your side. Like we are ready to do anything and everything for you guys, but at the same time, there should be some kind of we are expecting some things from you guys, so that there is a give and take policy. Like I'm expecting you all to be 100% available to the training program. We would not be tolerating any kind of irregularity or any kind of absence. If there is a genuine reason, we will definitely consider, but we expect all of you to be 100% available for all the sessions. So since this is a virtual event, this is a 100% online event, you can definitely adjust your schedule and try to attend all the sessions. Since you are at home, sitting at home, you don't need to step out of your home, take the bus or take an auto or take any public transport to reach the venue. We don't have those challenges, right? So it's more like we are very much flexible now. We have more time. We can fully dedicate our time and our efforts to this training program completely. So we expect that level of dedication and commitment from you guys, and we definitely expect 100% of attendance. Reason being, stressing on attendance is, let's say if you are missing out any of the sessions, like let's say if you miss out today's session, you may not be understand tomorrow's session, because even though you try to review those recorded sessions or whatever, you try to go read online, it's a lot different if you are attending a live session, and or if you when you there's a lot of difference between live session and a recorded session. So we all think uh, in a better way to benefit you guys at the end of the day. So we want you all to be available for the training program with 100% of attendance. So we will be giving you a lot of assignments, and these assignments and your attendance will definitely have a higher weightage for the job placements assistance program, which we will be doing at the end of the program. So yeah, so what's the whole purpose of this training, and why do we want to why we want to put a lot of our efforts in doing this training and stuff? There's a lot of information available out there on the internet. You guys can go figure out yourself, read from the internet, read from Wikipedia, go check from the YouTube videos, and you can learn AWS yourself. But why is that you want to register here? So here we are different. Like, we are not just any other free training that are offered outside, or there are many organizations that are giving free trainings, but we are totally different. We are more focused on delivering the right content that will be really useful for you. And since we have all the industry experts here, you will get a lot of exposure on how things are carried out on the in the IT industry. So there is a quote here. So from the Abraham Lincoln, he's a US president. I think he's 16th US president. So if you read out the slide there, he says, give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend the first 4 hours sharpening the axe. So what exactly does it mean? That doesn't mean that Abraham Lincoln is going to take an axe and going to cut a tree. He means that, let's say, if you want to crack an IT job, if that is your goal, so if you have 6 hours to attend an interview, or if you have some, if you give you some time to attend an interview, so he would be dedicating more time on learning about the technology, or preparing about the interview, getting trained and getting more and more knowledge. So that means getting trained is basically sharpening your axe. So sharpening axe is nothing but sharpening your skills. So if you have enough skills, which it will make easy for you to crack the IT job. So that's the whole intention of that particular quote. And we will definitely help you to sharpen your axe and sharpen your skills. So it will make a cakewalk for you. You know, whenever you go attend an interview, it will be a cakewalk for you to crack the interview, and you will definitely have an edge on other interview participants who are attending the interview. So we can definitely assure you that we will definitely help you build your skills, which will make you and help you get the jobs easily. So that's our intention and motto, and this is our offering to our Lord. So I think that's pretty much about my presentation, and I would like to quickly take 2 minutes for answering your questions. Uh, Preferably, I would like to have these questions on chat window, because we had a lot of background disturbance previously. So if you guys have any questions, please post it on the chat so I can read out and I can answer your questions. Or you can raise your hand, but make sure there is no background disturbance. So there is a question that how the teams will be broken up into the breakout session. So uh, since we don't know any of the students, we have actually randomly picked like maybe 10 to 15 students, and we have assigned those students to the mentors. So each mentor is going to randomly have 10 to 15 students, so he can have more closer attention to each and every students. So the next question is, uh, okay, so the question was, are we going to teach basics, or what level of technology training that you are going to offer? So we will be trying to intermediate level. We will be offering training at the intermediate level. So since most of you are all freshly graduates, the training which we are going to offer you, which will be more than sufficient. Like Prasanna sir is a very highly experienced, so he has a clear picture and he has a clear idea of what he want to deliver and what will be useful for you guys. So he will definitely plan his training, and definitely we will be delivering all the content of all these course, which will be helpful for you for your interviews. So there was another question, if we can attend the sessions on mobiles. So I'm really sorry, whosoever has asked this question. We strictly do not allow any of the student to take the session on mobile. The reason being, we want to take full benefit of the program. Like we will be giving you a lot of assignments. We'll be giving you a lot of uh, homework. So in order to do those homeworks, you need to have that Amazon web portal or any other portal to connect and do the assignments. So you can't do that assignments on your mobile. So you definitely need to have a laptop or a desktop to do those assignments. So we will be reviewing your assignments on daily basis. So in case if you guys have any plans of attending it from your mobile, please don't, I would say, don't have that thought in your mind. Please remove that thought in your mind. If you don't have a laptop, desktop, please request from your friends, or buy a new one, or ask your friends. I don't know how to put it, but please arrange a laptop or desktop and make sure you are attending the sessions on a laptop or desktop. Thank you. And the next question is about okay, so how do we contact our mentors? So nice question. So yeah, we will be creating breakout rooms right after this session. So not just today, you will have these breakout sessions every day. So a mentor will be available to you during that session. So you all can directly talk to your mentor with whatever questions or concerns you have. And the next question is Zoom meeting details for tomorrow's class. Yeah, so we will, after this orientation program, we will be sending you out a new Zoom invitation for tomorrow's class. And I see another question. So one of the students says is from Maharashtra, and they have their final year exam scheduled next month. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So definitely, please don't worry about that. Please take your exams on your scheduled exam dates, and come back to the training after, as soon as you finish your exams. And we will try to talk to the mentors, and we'll try to share the recording sessions to you, so that you can uh, clear that backup classes. And if you still have any questions or doubts, we will definitely try to arrange some backup classes or backup sessions, or clearing your doubts. So don't worry about that. And yeah, we'll take care of that. No need to absolutely worry about that. So there's another question here. uh, okay, student is from background, and basically he was asking what would be the prerequisite to take the training. So since this is a cloud Amazon cloud program, uh, I think if you have that dedication and commitment towards a course, I think even though you are from background, you will be, I think you will be able to easily pick up the AWS technology or AWS training or about databases, because we are going to teach you from scratch. Like when I say scratch, like basics. So if you devote your time and your efforts I think definitely you all, even though you are from different background, you can definitely catch up with this training and make the most out of it. Thank you. And I think some of the questions are repeated, so I will skip those questions. And if you guys still have any more questions, please send us an email at bhlrpl@gmail.com. Since we have time constraint here, we may not be able to answer all of your questions. But if you still have any questions or concerns, feel free to send us an email at bhlrpl@gmail.com, and we will be responding to you within 24 hours. So with this, I think I will uh, end my session, and thank you all for patiently listening to my